6 mechanical dragonflies at rest in the Yorkshire Dales. Their flight crews are competing against the weather, the terrain and each other in a rally over the nation, coast to coast across the roof of England. Here at Kilnsey there's 5 hours of competition behind them, at the halfway mark still to come. It's as much a test of the navigator as of the pilot.
Yeah.
Cover the place then now.
Well, in that case, why is that road so close then? It's just diagrammatic, isn't it? It's not in scale.
That's all it is, yeah.
There are no other markers between here and Pateley Bridge. With the
Markers have been pegged out along the zigzag route. The crews must find them to win points. It's not a race, but a rally, which will be won by navigation and airmanship.
Can it be done in the time you're giving us?
Yes, because we'd actually given you far more time than was necessary because we didn't know how far the balloon was going to blow off course. So you'll have plenty of time for it.
Yeah.
These are most of the leading figures in ultra-lightweight aviation. Bob Bailey of Leeds, captain of the world-beating British hang gliding team, one of the few who bother to wear a parachute. Bailey lies 4th. John Hudson and Jeff Ball, who build and test these machines at their factory in Rochdale, lying 2nd. Mark Hughes and pilot Eden Blythe from North Yorkshire in 5th position. It's his job to teach people to fly these things. From Blackburn, Tony Wells with navigator Ian Rawson snuggling up behind. They're last. The brothers Clegg, pride of Preston, currently lying 3rd. The leading pilot, also from Blackburn, the tough and taciturn Bob Calvert. Only Andy Wiseman tells him where to go. He's got the maps, somewhere. This is flying in the Dawn Patrol tradition. Sticks and string and seat of the pants. Space-age design has ironed out most of the risks. But as they turn to the wind for takeoff, the crews know that mountains, weather and human frailty create their own perils. From the starting point at the Cumbrian headland of St Bees, the teams have already flown 90 miles over 2 mountain ranges, with more than 100 still to go to the Yorkshire coast. This next leg will take them 35 miles by a winding route from Kilnsey in the Dales to the stately home of Newby Hall, near Ripon, in the Vale of York. There's a tricky wind blowing as the Blackburn bomber Tony Wells gets airborne.
Come on, you cow! And off we go. Woo! 90 degrees, isn't it? Yep. I didn't mean that way. That's the way I wanted to go.
The fiendish BBC have secreted tape recorders aboard the planes. Wells dropped his into Windermere, but has been re-equipped. With 3 Lancashire crews ahead of him, Leeds' Bob Bailey opens up and plays to the local crowd for all he's worth. Our flying cameraman, Sid Peru, follows the Cleggs.
Right, this is Grassington coming up. So it's on right on side of the river, is it? Yeah, we go past Grassington now. I hope you know where this balloon is.
Despite the racket from overhead, the Morris dancing continues unabated, as the Cleggs hunt for, of all things, a deflated hot air balloon. On its side is written the next course to steer.
Somewhere down here, right on side of this river. Is it this river or not? Yeah, this is a river wharf. That blue thing, is that it? Yeah. You tell me north first, what it says north. And then give me some headroom if you can. Right, they're reading down. North's on the left, 03.2. West's on the right, 53.9. Have you got it? Yep. 03.2, 53.9, write it down.
The balloon should have been flying to provide an even more tricky target to find, but high winds meant that it couldn't get off. The crews, though, have the information they need to find the next marker. But the crew of the Blackburn bomber are having difficulty matching their maps with the ground.
I don't think that is Pateley Bridge. This is, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Right, down here. There, Pateley Bridge. Yeah, we now should be heading that direction, 135. We go down the right-hand side of the... Yeah, sorry. You're right, pal. All right. We're supposed to be looking for some rocks. It might be that place there where... That's the rocks, yeah, that's them. That's where we're looking for. It looks a bit rocky, doesn't it? Yeah, rocks. There it is, look outside, rocks. They're rocks, aren't they? That's it. Yeah, that's it. Right. We'll just fly over the rocks, see if we can see a marker. Yeah, right. Yeah, all right, lad.
There's no fooling Wells and Rawson, fast developing as the rally comedians. It's the strange landscape of Brimham Rocks.
There, a marker down there. Have you got it? Right. Can you see it? Yeah, dot. Orange marker, blank. Right, got it. Off we go. Back follow them now. Oh, yeah, might as well. All three's it right.
When in doubt, follow the man in front. In this case, Rochdale's very own aviation industry, Hudson and Bull, still in second place. Fountains Abbey, where in the 12th century the sponsors of the Cistercian monks spent a fortune to spread the word. The marker's there, right in the middle of the ruined, yet still magnificent architecture. A romantic centrepiece for the classically landscaped gardens of Studley Royal. Like Brimham Rocks, it's in the care of the National Trust. The markers, each bearing a different symbol, have been laid in odd spots across the country by 30 anonymous heroes. Without their efforts, the whole day would have been nothing more than a mere outing.
Keep a look for the racetrack. We're just south of the racetrack. Just south of Lytton. Got to be over there somewhere. That's Discus there.
The leading pilot, Bob Calvert, arms and brain now beginning to feel the effects of prolonged concentration.
About there. Alright, it's up to you now to get us there, Reed. 8.5 minutes.
As the crews chase the vital seconds, Ripon Cathedral drifts by 2,000 feet below, utterly timeless, as befits one of the oldest Christian buildings in the country. In the Dark Ages, they built the House of God first, and then the House of Man. Three miles to the southeast, classical sunken gardens and rose beds rise from the banks of the River Ure as a cultured, formal setting for Newby Hall. It's not one of the big-name stately homes, but in an intimate and elegant fashion, it's one of the finest. 17th century, later embellished by Robert Adam. After 130 miles and nearly 3 hours of flying since takeoff at St Bees, the crews are scheduled a short break in the grounds of the Hall. There's plenty of room to land, but there is a tricky breeze gusting through the surrounding trees. Blackburn's Tony Wells, both hands on the control bar, moves the fabric-covered wing both to slow his descent and adjust his direction. The little motorbike-sized engine is throttled right back. Bob Bailey, the leading Yorkshireman, is mightily pleased with himself.
We were locked finding that point after the old balloon there. Bit of quick map reading on Jim's part, and we're just a bit lost, and then we spotted it, whack, in. So we've won that. Bit good. Yeah. Bit of good navigation.
And they all came in like sheep after that, didn't they?
5 litres, 10 litres, 50, 20 litres.
Short of that pump.
The brothers Clegg, garage owner and salesman, make up the oil and petrol mixture for their two-stroke engine. By now, the whole rally is running horribly late, and there's little time to plan the next leg.
Yeah, a little bit, you know. I had 3 hours sleep.
Last to arrive, the crew everyone thought were missing overdue. Eden Blythe, the North Yorkshireman, has been flying over home ground, but his navigator, Mike Hughes, is Welsh.
We blew it, totally. We got totally lost.
Right, so, my fault.
Fortunately,
Lost.
we got in a fair bit of turbulence and Mike wasn't feeling very well. By the time I found out, we were very well lost.
Lads, if you want it.
So, Harrogate is not written. Never mind, never mind.
Never mind.
Seeing that we are about 1 hour behind schedule at least,
Should we cut the length of time we stay here and get off earlier?
Should we just see how Jim goes, and as soon as there's something like, but looking at 4:15 wouldn't be a bad idea, would it? Catch back a bit of time.
I'll see what the others think.
Yeah.
For a few minutes, this rally in the sky has brought a bit of excitement to the serenity of life in rural North Yorkshire. Now the squadron of gentlemen aviators are gone as quickly as they came. The 6 crews have already crossed the Lakeland and Pennine fells heading for the east coast. From Newby Hall they'll cross the Vale of York and make for Wombleton, where the ground rises towards the North York Moors. It's 25 miles. These faintly comical flying tricycles they call microlights are a great deal tougher than they look. In the sport's early days, several pilots were killed by a combination of flawed design, faulty materials and lack of training. Today, pilots, machines and instructors are all subject to official standards. But now, as in the very earliest days of flying, the two great dangers are human error and the weather. The leading pilot so far, another Blackburn man, Bob Calvert, is himself a professional instructor. He wouldn't claim to be top man in the sport, but he does hold the world altitude record, having flown a microlight above 24,000 feet. Now, cruising over the A1, he casts a thoughtful eye at the weather. Borough Bridge.
We've got a turn point for the railway line. The railway line crossing our track at 90.
Oh, hang on. A funny feeling, that's a road, that there. We're crossing a river first. Okay?
Yeah. Where's the railway? Coming up from the south.
The Rochdale Microlight builders, Ball and Hudson, right on track. It's said you can see the Great White Horse of Kilburn for 20 miles, cut in the chalk of the Hambledon Hills. 300 feet from nose to tail, and there's room for 20 people to have a picnic on its eye. The unfortunate Eden Blythe, who blew it at Newby Hall, is still last, but can't resist a low-level pass, and he finds the marker. Up front, Hudson and Ball in the Rochdale Flyer are having a disagreement.
See where that one's tracking there? I think that's the monument in front of us.
What's it called?
It's an abbey.
Is that what it says? Bolton Abbey, that?
Oh, is it ex-Bolton Abbey? We're in Yorkshire.
What was it called then?
Revelux.
Oh, well, whatever.
It's a turn point. And we've only got 3 markers so far. We've got to get 5. There's nothing down here, we've lost 2.
Lost 2 markers? We can't have lost 2 markers. No chance. Got it.
Where?
The white one. There's more than 1 marker.
Where is the white one?
In the car park. 2 markers right in the car park.
Can't place to put them in it.
The truth is, the men carrying the markers had arrived in a panic only seconds before the planes appeared. Oh, and by the way, the Abbey's not Revelux, but Revo, if you don't mind. It's been that way for 850 years, after all. Now the wartime concrete of Wombleton Airfield signals for a break. The runways are in the shape of a cross to match the prevailing winds. Heading into the wind nicely slows down an aeroplane as it comes into land. And that's as true for the Stirling bombers, which once flew here, as it is for today's microlights. Eden Blythe, still back marker, knows he has to make a smooth landing here, where he's the chief flying instructor. And he does. It's a beauty. The last crew, like everyone tired now from the concentration and the cold, slopes in to join a briefing for the next little exercise, airborne limbo dancing.
They're not measuring now.
Blackburn's irrepressible Tony Wells, the ex-paratrooper, doesn't quite follow the rules.
I know it's a daft question, but seeing I'm number one, I need to know. Can I just start off rolling from that headlight and roll under it and jump over them?
No, you can't. You've got to fly under the high tape and over the low one.
No, I think we better say that you've got to be flying before you go under the first tape.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, but no taking off under the first tape.
No, that's what I meant.
Oh, hum. Here we go again.
Yeah, off the ground.
Bomber Wells has a quick once round the airfield while the rest of them take off, and then dives into the attack. He's about to clout the tarmac, but he'll get over in the end. Just. It isn't easy, even when you're not tired. The first tape is at 20 feet, and the Microlight rig is 14 feet high, so there's not much to spare. Heave back, up and over the second tape at 10 feet, and you've cracked it. That's Calvert, still in the lead. And the local man, Eden Blythe. Nicely, thank you, but still last. "156 miles flown, 3.5 hours in the air. Now the last and the longest leg, Wombleton to Scarborough and down the coast towards the end of the day, 52 miles. Bomber Wells's crew, cheerful to the last, drag themselves airborne again. Not for the first time, there's disagreement about the way ahead.
350. Hey? Well, they put a new battery in this? Yeah, good, isn't it? Oh, you're great now, yeah. 030 or 050, which do you want? 035. 035. Are we right? Are we? Hey, yeah, another airfield. Are we anywhere near that? Yeah, Kirkby Moorside. Yeah, we're just near it, we're just passing it up there. Well, we're dead on track then. Dead on track? Go on. The road converging from right. Yeah, there it is. Where? Then in front of the road's converging from right. I think that's it there. Like a village. Yeah, can you see yellow marker? Yeah. Right in the middle of the village. You can see right on the village green. One yellow, one. Yeah. Right.
For every 1,000 feet of height gained, the temperature drops another 3 degrees centigrade. Now it's getting distinctly cold, and the weather is starting to clamp down. The portents are not good. With that in mind, the Yorkshireman Bob Bailey, one of the world leaders in solo hang gliding, takes comfort from the knowledge that he's got an engine and a navigator behind him on this trip. In the tangled jungle of undergrowth, which once was a Roman camp, volunteers have struggled for hours to reach the correct spot to place their marker. Unsung heroes, sadly, for after all that effort, not one of the crews ever found it. An error of a degree or two in the compass course puts you half a mile or more off track. The marker is to the bottom right. Levisham Station on the Yorkshire Moors Railway, one of the very few places on this leg where you stand even a slight chance of crash landing in an emergency. Everywhere else, it's trees and steep hillsides as far as the eye can see. The course of the rally has been designed so as not to stretch the little aeroplane's 5-gallon fuel tanks. The engines, nowadays specially built for the job, are solid and reliable. The dangers, as ever, stem from tired minds and the encroaching weather. And there's always the next marker to look out for. This gentleman's aerial jaunt is beginning to take on epic proportions. And a couple of miles up front, the weather is starting to take an evil turn. Of all things on a late afternoon in June, it's a hailstorm.
And here comes the precipitation, as they say in the microlight business. It can't even bloody rain in our job. It has to precipitate. Clever hailstorm. Are you all right? Yeah.
Suddenly, just as the day was beginning to lose its charm, the hailstones ease and the North Sea appears. The stick and string aviators approach the ancient royal castle of Scarborough, and still there are markers to find.
Head towards the castle. Keep to the seaward side as well. It specifies keep it to the seaward side. Oh, we've got to go right round, eh? Yeah, go over to the castle. Yeah?
Blackburn's Bomber Wells, still trying to keep cheerful.
There's got to be one here. Yeah, there's one there, look. Yeah, right in the middle. What it is at all now, though. Right. It's cross, is it? Cross, yeah. Okay. Right, where do we go from here? You see the headland sticking out at the other side. Where? Keep on heading this direction. You think I'm going across that? Right? Oh no, son. Not with this.
The strange rocky headland of Filey Brig has provided shelter for the local fishing fleets for as long as there have been fishermen. Hudson and Ball, crewmen of the Rochdale Flyer, are cold, wet and tired like everyone else. There's a danger now that with the end of this long day in sight, concentration will begin to lapse. The consequences would be more than serious, and there's no time to admire this watery edge of Yorkshire with its rocky coves and smart Victorian esplanades. The lifeboat station at North Landing. Below the cliffs of Flamborough, rocky ledges jut out into the sea. It's a death trap for unwary sailors. And there's the lighthouse. Hard to miss even for crews beginning to suffer the early stages of exposure. When the League of Gentlemen took to the air this morning from St Bees Head in Cumbria, they knew only that they were heading for the east coast. By a combination of airmanship, determination and luck, all 6 crews have used their wits and skill to navigate their way from coast to coast across the spine of the nation. Now it's time to come down. First down at the landing ground, Preston's Clegg Brothers. Tony Wells, doubtless wearing the broadest of grins under his flying helmet, even though it is Yorkshire soil. Somehow, despite their ups and downs, he and navigator Ian Rawson have maintained a real Blackburn sense of humour. You'd think that with the sheer effort the flyers have put in today, that there was something really special waiting by way of a prize. But no, it's a tribute to their enthusiasm and pioneering spirit that having taken part in this aerial tournament is prize enough. There's a spontaneous release of tension now as the flyers relax and wait for the results.
It's good that, enjoyed that.
It was, yeah, it was real.
Next weekend.
Very good.
We're flying back home now.
Next week, yeah. Gonna go across the Land's End.
Well, I go in there, I thought I'm going to pile up in this corner at this speed, so I just full power and right up what else. It's like
Ducking.
And I'm thinking, seconds are going by, so I stuck it right on the wing and just going.
You don't see us, you must have seen us lining up.
Yeah. I'm not waiting for him. Well,
I'm not stopping for him either.
Well, you were last down.
We were last
We got here first.
we had to wait then for everybody else. We went down to Bridlington to have a look at the fun fair.
It's good though, it's been good, and we've only missed...
You getting some hail then?
I threw a hailstorm at Scalby Mills. We're up to 2 grand, we had to come down to 1,000 feet to get under it to slow the prop down because the prop was bashing through the ice.
Did a ride down at Bridlington, it's like a boat, it goes up like that. We were watching it, it makes you sick.
Just about that's the general area.
You guys working out where you went wrong?
Yeah, basically.
We haven't done so bad.
Well, not we lasted out.
How's it been overall then?
Smashing.
Smashing,
Yeah, absolutely great.
Really,
Yeah.
really good fun.
Just got a bit wet under it.
It was cold.
Pebble dash shins, but
Hailstones, 70-odd mile an hour hailstones been getting him.
Now it's all over. What was the best bit, the high spot?
Landing now, at the moment. Looking forward to having a pint. I should imagine with the lads. And then pulling each other's legs, you know.
it's one of the best rallies I've ever flown in. It's well organised, it's gone very well, and all the competitors have all got to the destination. It's been really good, and the whole thing has totally been enjoyable. It really has.
When you're going along on track and you think, oh, this can't be right, and your navigator, bless his heart, and he says, go on there, and you think, this can't be right, and all of a sudden, there's the orange marker, you know. That's a great feeling, you know, for him as well.
You've enjoyed yourself, haven't you?
Oh, yes, it's been one of the best days I've had. It's been great. Thanks a lot. Super.
This is the important thing, the
From his own Microlight, cameraman Sid Peru has doggedly filmed the whole rally. This is by far the toughest bit for him.
Tony Wells, 530 points. Aidan Blythe, 600 points. Bob Bailey, 670 points. Dick Clegg, 690 points. Jeff Ball, 700 points. And the winner, Bob Calvert, with 720 points.
Thanks a lot.
For the first time in more than 200 miles of tense concentration and difficult flying, Blackburn's tough and reserved Calvert lets go. And there is a prize after all.
First, Andy.
There you go, now you first, Bob.
I'll have the bottle.
Hey!
Good one, Bob.
Well done.
Go up, 2 other seconds.
Cheers.
I'll be civilised. It's good that, enjoyed that.
It was, yeah, it was real.
Next weekend.
Very good.
Yeah, we're flying back home now.
Gonna go across the Land's End.
Ducking.